Hello everyone, hope you're having a fantastic day, and welcome back to Beacon Pines. We're getting left off of some... I don't even know where I'm at. I know there's a fence here, but I have no idea where I am. We're gonna have to find out. Oh no. Oh. Wait, because I knew this looked familiar, but this is where his house is supposed to be? Did we go back in time somehow? Wait, what? Wait, but that's totally Beacon Pines sign. Wait, what? But there's like no Gran house here, or like it's too small. It's like there's nothing here. And there's like a car and tire tracks here? Now that's confusing. I wouldn't think tubes would bring us into the future or past. That'd be weird. But how do you explain the snow all of a sudden? Like we're in a tube for the whole day? Like what? This looks familiar, yeah. Maybe we can clear off the snow. No time, Nuncree's getting away. The future after the event? What? Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar. I may not be the most well-versed on all things Beacon Pines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of our town. I got it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed is an alien. Rolo, stick with me here. His species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective, kill us all and shape-shift into a Beacon Pines citizen of their choosing. You never really had me, but you very much lost me there. You get used to it, we should just keep moving. It has to be a future, I mean, there's no signpost. It's either it's like the... Unless there's like two well, I mean... The perennial building isn't there. And there's waste dump, more of it around the area. So this is like a future... It has to be a, like... If I had to guess... It has to be a guess of maybe a replica rather than the future, because then it's like, why does the perennial building not even exist and doesn't even look like it's there? Unless it's to the right of that building, but that wouldn't make much sense. I can't even get to the lake. There's more barrels here. There's only some barrels in the forest by Mr. Kerr, but being that there's more, it's either... I don't know, let's just find out then. It's curious.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town. It wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran? What's happening? Luca, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and Juniper.
Lowenbach held steadfast in awe.
Oh man, you fucking kill us all. It doesn't matter where I'm at, damn it. Even this is like a previous, like where people used to live before the foul harvest happened.
Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over the torch. You don't understand what you're doing. How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced.
It doesn't matter. I don't want you dropping the damn torch. You can't persuade me. I've been killed twice by your stupid fucking actions, lady. Mr. Nuncreed's winced with English.
His voice hardened.
That's not true.
They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself.
Dramatic.
making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas about how to affect change. Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets. Now that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge.
Oh boy.
Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
And in the stillness, he began to weep.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
God damn, you gonna kill me again, Gran? This'll all make sense soon, Luca. Then everything No, you kill everyone, you stupid bitch! You can't promise shit!
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll all see where their loyalties fall. Juniper, don't.
Ignoring his final plea,
Why does he just say everything will
flung
fucking
the torch
explode?
into the deep darkness.
God damn it. You kill your grandson
She
3
smiled
times?
and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
Thanks, Gran. You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, and you must be willing to...
Before Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence.
Thanks, Gran. God damn it, Gran.
Gran only had time to spin around and run to Luca.
Oh, you realize your mistake at the very last second? How convenient.
Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act.
But I mean, it's storytelling more likely, because I mean, if it were real, then you know someone like Nuncreed, if he knew what would have happened, he'd be like, "You stupid bitch, drop it, that will kill everyone, stop it." Instead, he's just like, "You don't know what you're doing," you know, kind of delay and not be as persuasive as possible. I kind of don't like that kind of storytelling where people conveniently don't tell the important things in critical situations, which is contradicting to human nature. A person who would know travesty or, you know, like what horrible things could happen based on an action are more than likely going to be like cut to the chase and tell exactly what will probably happen.
Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror, there was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end.
Because I guess maybe, I'll assume maybe that this town, it's kind of confusing. Is it underground? Like, it would be weird for there's 2 towns, it seems like. I really don't think it's a literal time hole that goes back or forward in time. That'd be weird. That'd make this story even more confusing.
That was dire. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from. Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
Yes, because weeping is not the way. We've got a new picture with Nuncreed and Angry Gran, who dooms us goddamn all every single time. Well, the only options we have then are to skip until we get, I guess, new lines. We got to... Okay, so what happened here? Let's see. We haven't done the tickle. Ah, where we're on the treehouse. Okay, well, let's do that then. when we're surrounded by the damn... run away. Fighting doesn't work.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take
After
the
we
only option
deformed
they had left.
the other kid.
He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches. He looked up with surprise as it struck true and taut.
Wow, I can't believe that worked. Hey, Mr. Kerr, we'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Iggy. You see, you jerks. Iggy, that's it. So fine, we know where that leads him. This way, we'll take the tunnels. Fight you, nice irritated face.
Luca and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luca stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What the? That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice. In fact, it was ice.
Are we in...
Chapter 5.
Chapter 5, damn. We went back.
Signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luca's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luca pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
How? Was just like a snowy terrain is right next door and none of us knew? What the hell are they talking about? That is actually pretty badass. I think we lost him. Are we up in the mountains? I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill. And what's up with the Winter Wonderland? All I know is there's no going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. No, how... I don't understand the distance. Like... It's a copied town that was completely copy-pasted a short distance away. Like, how far would that plunger slingshot even go? For it to just go next door into a snowy area that's not even kilometers or miles away. I don't get the transition. How do we go from spring or summertime to winter a plunger slingshot away? I don't get the distance. Luca, are you there?
Luca had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
It's that bozo, Mr. Bozo Kerr. I hope nothing bad has happened to you out in the woods.
Luca looked at Iggy with hesitation.
No need to be rude.
With a resigned sigh, Luca responded.
It seems like the only dangerous thing in the woods is you. He speaks, the young man of the hour. Now, how in tarnation did you end up with one of our radios? Just lucky, I guess. Boy howdy, you Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you? You know my parents? I never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom sure was a handful.
Luca winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
We gotta keep moving. Well, at least we're in this area, and we might be able to get more answers then, since this is before Gran would do her stupid actions.
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow. 2 faint seams were visible along the surface.
A manhole cover? If it is, I've never seen one like it. What's the readout? Sitting above 258 Kelvin. That's down a bit from last time. Should we report this to Mr. Kerr? Within safe ranges. It may be spreading, but it's under control for now. Even a small nudge in the equilibrium could cause a cascade. Dude, relax. Just a few more sites to hit before we can punch out. Let's get this over with. Would they have to breathe the green goop? In their hazmat suits, though? What's all this? Hard to say with all the snow. I think it's a town sign. I can almost make out the letters under there. What town could this even be? There couldn't be another town this deep into Weepwood. I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1, snow's gotta go. I'll see what I can do. Kick the sign. Yep.
The boys stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
This doesn't make any sense. We're in Beacon Pines. How's that possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back here? I guess we got turned around. Are we stuck maybe in a pocket dimension around the town? That's it? I don't know, man. Where did all this snow come from? Well, it's been colder than normal lately. There's a pretty big difference between sweater weather and this Arctic hellscape. The puddle we fought at before, it was cold too. Maybe all of it leads to one source. You think it's related? What the hell's going on? We're gonna get some answers. Let's keep moving. This stuff looks familiar to you? It looks like the barrel near the puddle I, shoved me into, yeah. It's all frozen.
Looking down at the frozen stream, Luca could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
Whatever happened here, it happened fast. The fish didn't even have time to run. Or, you know, swim run. Swim hella fast.
The fencing glistened, each chain link encapsulated with a translucent layer of ice.
Is it so cold you could break the metal even? Looks like the stuff they put up around Weep Wood. The stuff who put up? I don't know.
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luca went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone. What? And there's nothing here but more snow. There must be an explanation for all this. We have to keep looking. You can look all you want. I quit. Iggy, we have to keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic Hank Atomic stories. We aren't going to save the day. We aren't even going to save ourselves. My face is mangled, the town is destroyed, and everyone we've known or ever known is gone. We don't know that. You can't just quit. Do whatever you want. I'm done. Iggy, it's gonna be okay.
Luca peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry. Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luca a sense of compassion, and more than a little guilt.
It is getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a great idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luca allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Let's just rest for a bit.
The boys huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
You better not sit there and just end up actually freezing to non-ice attack kind of ice, but just slowly dying from the cold. I mean, they do have a winter jacket and a sweater. The way the snow covered everything over, it's kind of calming. Yeah. I haven't had time to say it, but thanks. For getting us away from those creeps. I sort of froze up back there. Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. This all happened because I lost my temper. Nah, that's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what that gunk would do. You didn't, right? Of course not. And second, to stop with all this baloney about losing your temper. But I did lose my temper.
Iggy motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously, but that's exactly what you should have done. I was being a horse's ass. You were supposed to be a horse's ass in response. That's how it works. Like, I'm having a hard time following. You wanted me to fight you? Of course. Geez, you goody-goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. Why would you go around saying cruel things trying to get into fights?
He shrugged.
It's something to do. You're an asshole because you're bored? Sometimes I just feel empty. You wouldn't understand. You and Rollo are always having a blast together, laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse mission control.
Iggy now wept openly.
Perfect little Luca Van Horn, with his perfect little life. My life is not perfect. Everybody in town likes you. Not everybody. Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet and she already likes you. You have Tish.
He wiped his nose with a sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. But she ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know?
Luca gave a warm chuckle.
I get that impression.
Iggy cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
Must be raining out here. Definitely.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
We should probably try to get some sleep. Yeah. Let's lay low for now. Tomorrow we'll get to the bottom of all this.
Luca's eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
Luca. Yeah? I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse. What do you think? Not bad. I'll give you the full tour when we get back. You know what?
That's all Luca could whisper before succumbing to sleep. Iggy snuggled in some more.
Oh, interesting. Oh. No, I don't want any weird fanfics, people, please. They're kids, please, for the love of God. When it comes to worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't half bad.
The house smelled of warm bread. Luca was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song.
Damn. His dad's lucky. Shit, he's got the whole biz.
A voice behind Luca spoke. This is how you remember them, huh?
That's how you remember your parents. Your dad has a lap pillow.
Luca turned to see his own face. The doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes. Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this. The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you? Lucas snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us. Luca turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Well, let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luca was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. Now, we both know that's not how this went. He grabbed Luca's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luca heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting. Do you remember what we did next? Luca gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared. His father stepped forward. What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people. I won't turn my back on them. Luca's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. I can't lose you. Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this. Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son? Luca flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luca, is that you, buddy? With tears in his eyes, Luca descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luca eye to eye. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all. Luca placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. It sounded like you were going somewhere? Walt gently removed the device from Luca's ears. Listen to me, Luca. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luca hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. I promise. With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun. A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall. It stood above them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Get your hands off me.
Whether it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
Little mouse. Just what do you think you're doing?
Luca looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to be? Take it easy, Iggy. We were asleep, minding our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's heads. I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. You didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me, you...
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
You big-headed, scarfy-necked furball. Okay, let's lower the temperature a bit here. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all just calm down. Who are you? A friend. An observer. A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility. Great, how about a name? If you must call me something, you can call me Nat.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make like a gnat and buzz off? Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Wait, do you live here? You might say that. So you know where we are? You might also say that. Look, pal, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You gotta help us or not. Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Alright, that does it. Look, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or another.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well, I suppose this isn't the time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
Luca and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, open them.
For a brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold, until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Weep Wood, or we teleported to some alternate universe, or this is all just some cruel experiment by Kerr and his goons. But this is not our home. You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight. So be it. And seriously, I just want to know what kind of town this is. Is it future or something else? What is it? As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original, true Beacon Pines. Okay, that's what I thought then. Foul harvest caused this, I presume. Well, I mean, their home is Beacon Pines 2.0. You both grew up here, but the town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair, but a replica nonetheless. That's impossible. It's too much work. You'd need a whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed, to pull off such a feat would require immense labor power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would require a precise duplicate. We would have noticed. Someone would have noticed. You'd think so, unless the auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, you can leave that to this miraculous thing we call a brain. It has a real aversion to discontinuity, or revulsion even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane.
Luca and Iggy looked around uncomfortably.
So you're saying someone made an entire new town and moved us all and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Why is the one question that can never be answered with certainty. The best one can do is to uncover...
Nat narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
the source. Why do you say the source like that? Why indeed?
Luca began to laugh uncomfortably.
It's all ridiculous. There's no way they
He
could.
looked down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
If this really is home...
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out.
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simply head west through Weep Wood. I wanted to go east to check out the source and see what's there prior to the damn
Chapter
Gran
6.
messing with it.
The source.
The source.
Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know. Luca stopped dead in his tracks.
Oh. Yeah, that is a gravestone, that square block. But that means where the house is, and then when you go up the house, you go past the dandelions, like the weeds, that poof. And that doesn't exist, it just kind of skips that part.
The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow. His numb hands hit something hard, a headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
You're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you, but you've been here alone in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. They ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I do?
There was no reply, just snow-covered silence.
Why'd you give me the slip like that? What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy. Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
We gotta hide. Question is whether or not that's I'm gonna assume since they're working with gadgets, they're just clipboards. Fall off distance still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who loved them will never know the truth. The truth is overrated.
He bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey, don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world. Yeah. Okay, well that sounds way too much personality for a clipboard. Unless they're the originals or something. Or the clones. What kind of sauntering is that? What the? Okay, that was intentional. Weirdo. It's too much personality for a clipboard, unless it's like the ones we see are like clones and they have originals that have more personality elsewhere, who knows. Here I thought I was a jerk. These dinguses are out here literally dancing on graves.
Luca stuttered through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some advice.
He gave Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey, who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow crying like some pushover. Who you helping? Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Look, Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you acting like a horse's ass, I should stand up for myself. Hell yeah. Kerr and his merry little band of clipboards pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right? Nat mentioned something about a source.
Luca wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever's at the source must be awfully valuable to perennial harvest. Sure would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to their precious source, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. And what if it's too big to smash?
He flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad, I promise. Let's do this. I mean, I'm gonna get a feeling if you get closer to the source, you're just gonna slowly freeze the the closer you get to it, the more you're just gonna get colder and colder and frozen. It can get awfully cold out there in those woods, Luca. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rollo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh heavens no, do I seem like a killer to you?
Iggy and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Ah, shucks, now that hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. Alright, interesting development. Hopefully these two aren't so stupid that they do something like Gran does and destroy or, you know, blow up the source and kill everyone. Hopefully they'll be more contemplative and do something that'll help give us, the viewer, and me, information rather than, haha, I don't understand what's going on. I'm so confused. I know, let's blow things up. Maybe that'll make things fix itself. Haha. It's like getting a caveman into a nuclear reactor. You just don't do that. But hey, eco-terrorist, am I right? But hey, I hope you enjoyed. Look forward to more of Beacon Pines. If you've been enjoying, please leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button, become a subscriber, hit the notification down below for updates on my videos. Thank you for watching, and until the next time.